Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. And I'm playing along with Stretch the Sketch, where we take a sketch and we stretch it and make it bigger or smaller. And it's also Sketch Sunday, so we're using that same sketch. And I'm gonna apologize right away. This looks very crooked. I've been struggling with my mount for my uh, to film on, and I at one point I gave up. So I'm looking for a different uh, mount for my camera, but I'm sorry, but if you could bear with me, that would be great. Just at least for today. It doesn't matter so much for the one page, but the two-page ones are uh, difficult. So at the beginning, you would have seen the sketch that we're using. It's got those three, they kind of look like 4x4 photos, but they have to be a little bit smaller than that. They are overlapped, but I do stick with the 4x4. So I take my 6 photos and I trim them down to 4x4. These are photos we moved our youngest, um, Eliza, out of this apartment and into another. And the story is mostly about the couch. She did most of the moving, honestly, but the big things she needed help with. And um, we got this couch from my aunt. Uh, it was a booger to get in, and someone off the street actually helped us hoist it over this railing. I don't know if you can see the pictures, but um, to get it up there. And then these are pictures of us getting the couch down and then into getting stuff into the truck. So I do have papers from close to my heart, and these are kind of like, well, these are like the last big pieces of paper I have from this collection. There's no embellishments with this. Um, but right now I'm just trying to work out the sizes of the background pieces. So I made the blue pieces 6 by 12, and then right now this is like 9.5 because that was as big as I had as part of the sheet. And so I start with 9.5 and I think, oh, it's going to be too big. So I'll take that and I believe I make it 8.5 and it works much better. So I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to take, um, I've got another pattern piece of paper that I'm also, there you go. And these both are going to be just that frame. I leave about a 3/4 inch frame. And then I'm going to take two 12 by 12 pieces of paper and make them 8.5 by 8.5. And that's going to be my solid block. So I've got the blue that matches Meredith's shirt, and then the orange. I'm wearing like a rusty type short, so not that you have to match your pictures perfectly, or you don't have to match your pictures at all, but um, sometimes it makes me feel, I don't know. I was going to say it makes me feel better. It doesn't make me feel better. That's kind of how I helps me pick my papers, though, I guess. So I don't have so many choices. Anyway, I'm happy to use this paperback because it is getting down to the end. Um, I do pull that green marble paper from my stash. I had used this paper pack, I think earlier in the week, and did the same thing. So um, in the sketch, it could be either that blue piece could be a frame or it's got paper layered on top, and I chose to layer on top. I know some people, this bright paper might be too much for them, but I really lean towards the bright paper. It makes me happy. So when I'm looking for new collections, I do definitely look for a bright collection. Hence why I like Vicky Wooten, because she's all usually often about the bright colors. All right, so now that I'm happy with the sizes of the papers, I'm going to get these adhered down. And you can see it's a double-sided pattern paper, and I was trying to stay away from the pink. I just didn't want to bring one more color in. So those kind of why I chose what I chose, the blue, the green, the yellow, and the orange. I am a quite linear thinker and a simple scrapbooker, and so when you have me stretch a sketch, uh, it's either going to be like a replication of one side. Often it's flipping it. So that's exactly what this one is today, where I did the sketch just as is on the left, right? On the left, correct? And then on the right-hand page, I just completely flip it and do the same thing over again. Um, there will be a playlist below for Stretch the Sketch, and you will see how everybody interpreted the sketch and did things differently. And then also, I will have listed below who's playing with Sketch Sunday, and they might not be playing along with Stretch the Sketch. So check out to see what they're doing. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so now I have my pictures, and mine are 4x4, but I'm overlapping them, and they are overlapped in the sketch, and so that makes it so that I can fit these 4 pictures on the page without just like going straight across. I go into my stash and I get out this this lovely flower. I have one, and it's going on this page, and I layer it with a yellow flower, and there's an orange cardstock flower, and I'm going to use my pokey tool so that I can put this flower brad through it that is green. Look at me go using my stash. I grabbed some tags that I made out of my stash, and those move around a little bit. And I was pretty proud of myself that I didn't replicate exactly on the left as what's on the right. So I will have tags on the right, but not on the left. And I pull out these planner stickers, the yellow hearts, and then I want to get some yellow and green and orange into a cluster on the left-hand side at the bottom there. And on the right page on the left-hand side. But I wasn't happy with the colors of my tags, and they were kind of big tags. So I go and take some of those papers out of the paper pack and make a tag out of that. Actually, only one. One. I use the orange and yellow, I believe. We'll see. We'll see if that stays on there. I'm gonna move my photos up and then adhere those down, and then I can start with getting my embellishments down. These photos are from this year, so 2024, in, I believe, July. I am one to jump around a lot when I'm scrapbooking, but I stay within the same, like, well, a little bit more than the last year. So here, yeah, so the orange with the orange was just not going to do it for me. So I do take the butterfly paper, which I really like, but I'm going to use the yellow side of it to make my tag. And then I'll have 2 smaller tags there. And I don't ever do this, and I'm not sure why I did, but I glue them down and then I'll go back in and put some fiber through the tag holes. Um, and it works fine. It's kind of a weird way to do it. Usually easier if you put your fiber in first and then glue it down. I do take some foam adhesive to get the flower down. I know that gives it a little bit more bulk, but it's a better way to adhere it when it's lumpy like that than using either the glue or the adhesive. So that's what I'll usually do when I have something like that. At this point, I don't have a title and often that's kind of like the last thing that happens. Sometimes I'll, have a specific title in mind and I will make a title with my Cricut, but I would say, I don't know, 85% of the time that I am gonna choose, once I get my page down, then I'll choose a title. I have these tabs. The orange one is from Ellie Studio. I had a subscription to there once. I love Ellie Studio. They have great stamps and just uh, paper items. I don't know what you call them, but like a get cut apart. So uh, tabs, labels, things like that, embellishments. And I had a subscription, and you just get so much stuff. I couldn't use that fast that I'm still using it, and I've stopped my subscription. One day I would love to resume a subscription with Ellie Studio. Right now I don't have any subscriptions. That's a good question of the day. I'm slacking on questions of the day. Do you have any scrapbook um, subscriptions? I'd really be interested. I have so much stash that I would love a subscription, but I know it would get me into trouble really quickly. Um, but I'm still on the lookout for a good subscription. So It wouldn't take much convincing for me to get one, I know. These are Jen Hadfield's stickers, and I got them at clearance at Joann's, and I think that just makes a nice third piece to my cluster up there. And you can see that I put those little tiny, almost enamel dots, but they're hearts, the orange on top of the yellow hearts. That turquoise part that I just put on that orange tab is also from Ellie's Studio. It's kind of a puffy sticker, and it says take my picture, and it was just on my desk, so I made sure to get that on there. And here's where, like, at the end, I've got everything down. I'm going for the title, and I have these in my stash. It says fabulous. I think it's kind of hard to read, honestly, but fabulous, kind of making a joke of it's really fabulous to move, right? And after I get this down, I will work on that last cluster on the right-hand page on the left lower corner. That yellow tag is an Ellie Studio tag, and then I'm going to get some twine through there and use that orange piece. I don't know what the orange piece is from. It's like a little piece of orange, it wasn't cardstock, but paper that I'm going to just use to make a kind of a, I don't know, a stripe on the yellow tab. And again, that's kind of making sure that it gets out of my stash and onto my page and I don't have to put it away. The last thing I do is there was some orange arrows that had previously been made on a Cricut, and because they were right there in front of me and they matched the page, I'm going to use two of those on the right hand side, and that's going to be it. So I want to thank everyone so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. Um, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and please come back and see me again soon.